Welcome to the BevLab Podcast. Jon, thank you so much for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
Every time I come out to Boise, it feels like we make a point to get together. I'm loving this now. So,
Yeah.
Is it Jon Klipstein or Klipstein?
Klipstein. Klipstein would be Jewish. Klipstein's German.
Okay. All right. Well, Jon Klipstein, the German.
The German. Yeah.
Thanks for joining us today. This is the BevLab Podcast. It's a little different than the PriceLab Podcast.
Hell yeah.
We don't have to necessarily talk about supplement science. BevLab is where we talk about beverages. But on this podcast, we specifically sit down, we drink an energy drink together.
Hell yeah.
And we have a conversation over it.
Okay.
So today we're drinking Bum Energy because this podcast is powered by Cognizant. So these bad boys have, 125 milligrams. 250. 250 Cognizant.
Oh, we're talking about Cognizant.
Yeah.
Okay.
But 112 caffeine.
Good.
I think you
Like
reviewed
caffeine.
a couple of these, right?
Yeah, dude. This one's my favorite. The root beer.
Yeah.
Amazing. I know it goes. Well, we probably don't want to talk about that, but
It's a heavily rumored flavor that's something
that's
will
what
be
I was
coming
going
out.
to say.
Yeah.
So I'm interested to try that one because, in my opinion, this is hands down. It's spot on to root beer.
I agree with you.
I love it.
I agree with you. It is spot on. My thing with the soda flavors is that I've had sodas, whether that's Coke, Dr. Pepper, root beer, so many times in my life that I almost always can spot the difference. But that is phenomenal.
Yeah, I love it. Cheers.
Cheers, boys. Cheers.
Yeah.
Nightcap.
Boom.
Tuesday evening.
Tuesday evening, we're drinking an energy drink. Yep.
Yes, sir.
Let's do it.
So we want to bring on the podcast, brother. We want to talk about, some supplement stuff, some energy drink stuff. But one big thing we really wanted to talk about is your rise on TikTok. You were one of the first to really hammer it down, figure it out before a lot of people did. We just kind of want to ask you a little bit about what was your process and what made you first start TikTok and how did you grow an effective TikTok platform?
Man, I don't know. So TikTok's like the Wild Wild West, And I wouldn't say that the reason I got into TikTok was because of Imtiaz Udin.
This is how I was going to bring this up. It's also
Yeah.
I love talking to you about supplements and reviewing supplements because we have similar experiences. But also your early on advisorness to MT was really interesting.
Yeah.
You had like a front row seat to like a very viral company that
Exploded.
Yeah, seriously.
Yeah.
So what was it like?
Me and him aren't really in touch anymore. He's gone huge, but yeah. So it was, dude. I almost didn't connect with him. He reached out to me through TikTok, or no, it was Instagram. He was like, "Hey, I've tried your pre-workout. I love it. I want to rep your company." And he's like, "But full transparency, I'm looking at starting my own supplement company." And I was like, "What? No, I don't want some guy on my team that's going to be starting his own supplement company." But he was like relentless. And I think that's just his mentality. He kept hitting me up. So finally I reached out to this dude and I was like, "All right, let's have a chat." And he was like, "Dude, I love your formulas. I love what you're doing and nobody's heard of you. Let me help you change that." And I was like, "Okay, I'll give him a shot." And like the minute I signed him up, like my phone started just like dinging. Bing, 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 like sell. I was like, what the fuck just happened? And M had went on TikTok and created some video and he got like 40 sales out of it.
He used to do
And I
these
was like,
videos.
holy shit.
He used to do these videos where you sit down and just break down the ingredients and how much they cost and what kind of cost savings you're going to get and why this is a great deal for you.
Yeah.
And it was like so straightforward.
So straightforward, but I think people had a level of trust for him because he always like broke down like this is a great value, and he would go find products that most people hadn't heard of, and he's like, rather than taking this supplement, check out this company. It's better, it's cheaper, and people loved him. But I think it's also because he has that Bangladesh accent. Like it forced people to like hang on to his every word. And it's kind of like Chris. Like you guys just did a podcast with Chris. I love talking to Chris because I could listen to his accent all day, from Wales, Chris Gethin. And Em was kind of that same,
I know what you
dude.
mean. Yeah.
And so, I was like, holy shit. And so me and him kind of partnered up and did a couple things. And he was like, there was months where I paid him like, $3,000 in commission, just in commission off of our sales. And he didn't even have that strong of a following. He only had like 10,000 followers at the time.
TikTok was like the beginning of like the end for follower counts, in my opinion. I was hitting 750,000 views on video when I had less than 5,000 followers.
Yeah.
Because the content gets served so virally. Yeah. So you could have no following. Like I would venture to say PriceFlow has very little brand awareness on Price Plow these days, but the videos that get posted can still reach a huge audience. So someone like M could just talk and reach a ton of people, which was so interesting.
Yeah, and I want to backtrack. So for those of you like Imtiaz Udin, he's the owner of EchoVision, and I mean he's just he's a good dude, you know. And so that was kind of the trade-off for me and him was I was like, man, what are you doing on TikTok? Like, how is this happening? And he was like, you know, if you help me with my supplement company, I will help you with TikTok. And that was the trade-off. And he did. And he was very smart. Like, he's very good with that stuff. Like, I would create a video and I would send it to him and he'd be like, no, this isn't it. He'd be like, cut this out, remove this space, shorten it down. It needs to be this, start it off with this. Like, he was real dialed in with like hooks and just how to engage his audience.
What kinds of things? I mean, this sounds like when you came to Price Plow and we would talk about this stuff.
I was going to say, what to you makes an effective short form video?
What?
What to you makes, or to M even, what makes an effective short form video?
You know, I think it's got to be short, it's got to be concise, it's got to be straight to the point, but you need to lead with something to capture their attention within the first 3 seconds. So you'll hear people talk about it now. There's a lot of videos about hooks and you can do visual hooks and there's all these, you know, different things. And M was just so dialed in with it before it was even a thing. Like it was just the way his brain worked and he understood it. And so he coached me on that. But it's crazy because even taking that knowledge base, even today on TikTok, like I had a video I did a week ago that hit like 145,000 views, right? And I didn't think it was going to do anything. It was me talking about M777. I had no hook. I just talked about M777 and it blew up. And then I did another video where it's like I spent a lot of time and like really thought through the process. And I was like, man, this video is going to hit. Like this is going to be huge. And it gets like 100 views. So you never know.
I have the same exact experience. It's the ones you put all the effort in, you write,
they just flop.
edit, they flop.
Doesn't make any sense. Yeah.
Sometimes I really believe that people can tell when you're trying to get their view.
When you become sweaty and you just try too hard.
Yeah, absolutely, 100%. When I sit on a green screen, I talk shit about something just off the cuff.
Oh, dude,
that's when it goes.
people love it. Yeah. This
is why I had to stop TikTok. Thankfully, we have, I don't know if you know Caitlin. Kayla.
She's been awesome. I watch her videos. The blonde girl with the glasses, right? She does. Doesn't she do like the People's Court or like
the supplement? Supplement council or something like that. Yeah.
I like it.
Caitlin is. I mean, I'm so happy to have her on our team. But I learned this stuff from her. Like she just sits down and just lets it go. Fun videos. But I had to get off TikTok because I was getting really good at TikTok. I'll admit I was having a good time with it, but it was always negative videos. It was the thing that worked the best for me. It was like, here's the most illegal pre-workout. Here's everything wrong with anything, you know?
So it's interesting you bring it up because I was the same way and I had to shift my mindset. But you saw there was a shift in like, because I used to do the hot or not, and like I would rate, you know, another person's product and I would kind of bash on it. But on the flip side, I would also give recognition to a product if it was really good. Yeah. But yeah, the negative ones always got the most views. Yeah. Because people, I think they just like, it's like almost drama.
It's also like, I've also found that like when I sit down to talk about a product launch, people can tell when it's part of a marketing strategy. When I sit down and I talk about, when I just find something that I find interesting, and I just want to talk about it because I'm just yapping, that's when it does well. I think people can tell when there's like a genuine interest in it.
Yeah, something you're truly excited about. And
sure. And for me, it's like trying to capture that always now, right? Like what is fun and different about this thing that I'm going to be talking about? Which is like when we work with brands, people ask us like, what has historically worked the best for your partnerships? And I'm like, just let me do whatever I want. Yeah, that's the most valuable.
Let you be authentic.
Yeah. The more revisions, the more red tape, the more you try to control and like white knuckle content, the less people care about it.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
So I agree. When you had UXO first, M comes to you and wants to help you and you know for you to help him and everything. You were reviewing products this whole time.
That's what M coached me into because that's what he was doing.
Yeah.
And so I knew like there was an exit strategy for him. He wasn't going to be with the company in like 6 months. And it's like, okay, I need to backfill that. So how do I replicate his success. And he was the one that told me, he's like, yeah, you need to just start off by start reviewing products, build trust with your community. So that's what I started doing. So I'd go out and buy products. And this was before there was TikTok Shop, where then they start sending you stuff for free. So it's pretty cool, because like I'll have people that I'll have people who reach out to us and they hey, send me a free product, and here's my following, and they have like 100 followers and they haven't created any content. And I usually give them that feedback, not to be rude, but it's like, you need to go buy the products, show people that you can create good quality content. And so I was going out there and I was buying the products, spending my own money, reviewing them. And then I had multiple companies that saw my reviews and like, hey, can we send you a product and have you review it? And I was like, sure. But I would always lead with your authentic, to the authenticity side of it. Like, if it's a bad product, I'm going to say it. If it's, so there's some products that like I would get it and maybe it was a good product and I tried to be, unbiased. I'm like, man, this product tastes like shit, but it's a quality product. Like the ingredient list on it's amazing. But sometimes they didn't turn out well. And
the Alpha Prime brownies?
Yeah.
Do you remember when they had a pre-workout in like 2019?
They're no longer around, are they?
The brownies are.
Are they? Okay. Yeah, I remember the pre. That's when,
They had a pre-workout, and I remember, Stack 3D, and I think they paid Stack 3D for a post to announce it.
Okay.
Pre-workout. And I saw that the comment section was like, this is a pet peeve of mine. When a brand does a launch of a product and you go into the comment section and it's clearly all affiliates and friends and family commenting like, this is the best, I loved it, da-da-da. Like, I think people can tell when your comment section is basically all like required to be full of these people. Yeah. And I left a comment and I was like, I think this is a little disingenuous, and I don't think that this product is really matching the reviews that are happening in this comment section. And the owner, Caesar.
Oh, he came after you?
No, he messaged me, or he responded. He was like, give me your address, I'll send you some product.
Okay.
And I commented back publicly. I was like, to be really honest with you, you don't want to send me this product. You're not going to like the video I'm going to do on it. I just like you. I try to be I don't like bashing people.
Yeah.
If I'm bashing someone, that means it's come to a head, and I'm trying to do something. And he was like, no. I'm going to send you this product, and you're going to try it. And I mean, it was a proprietary blend. There was a fair amount of caffeine and yohimbe in it. And I remember he sent a promo box, a handwritten note in it. He makes incredible apparel. And the pre-workout, and he said, I'd really love to know what you think. And I did this video, which is still on our page, where I was like, I know why people like this pre-workout, because there's like 300 milligrams of caffeine and like 2 milligrams of yohimbe in here. So no matter what, if you take this product, you're gonna feel fired up for the gym. Very simple. Mm-hmm. Problem is, it's a proprietary blend, and everything else in here is most likely underdosed. And I ended the video, I was like, Caesar, if you want to fix this pre-workout, call me, I'll help you. And I ended up consulting and like actually formulating a bunch of products for them, which was like, it was kind of fun.
So that was before Brian Icolina?
Yes. Yeah, that was before Brian went there. Yeah. And that taught me a lot, because there is a classy way to do that, right? Yeah. And I think you've learned that, where you can explain technically why this product isn't going to be great for people. But that's like the art of the review. I mean, like making content online, you hold a lot of power. You could bash people. You get 100,000 views bashing someone, you remember there was that girl, what was her name? She still makes product.
Oh yeah.
She was manufacturing in her kitchen.
Yeah, I remember.
She calls herself like ex-chemist or something now. Back then she was turkey meatballs or something like that. I mean, I literally was just talking shit.
Yeah,
and I think that video hit 1 million views.
It did.
You know?
Yeah.
And I remember, like, this is where this big joke inside Pricewell now occurs, where for some reason, these videos would always line up like Thursday or Friday, and Mike would take off for the weekend, and I'd be in the TikTok comment sections screaming at people for a whole weekend. Come back Monday, I haven't slept, and I'm like exhausted. And he's like, the TikTok ruins all your weekends. So that's why I don't do TikTok anymore.
Yeah.
But I have so much respect for you, because like, I relate to you. Please don't take this negatively. Please don't take this negatively.
Okay.
You and I are not the generation that's on TikTok.
No.
But you communicate with them so effectively.
Yeah.
You're like, you did a video about being the chopped unk 2 weeks ago. Yeah, and I relate to that so hard, dude. Because like these kids don't know anything about citrulline, but they're on here talking about it. You do a great job of that.
Really thank you, man. Yeah. I think that's why I relate. Like I try and stay like you said, chop dunk. Like I try and stay up on the terms and stuff. Like all my followers on Instagram, like, what's a chop dunk? I was like, yeah.
I like Instagram, dude.
But, yeah.
I like Instagram. It's like culturally relevant enough that I can express myself on there really well.
Yeah.
And it rewards photo, which I'm not just a video person.
Well, and that's the struggle is like with TikTok, if I create, because people will be like, I think even Gary Vee says it, like create a post, share it to all platforms, but they don't react the same. Like that's why I don't share my reviews on Instagram, because they don't do well there. They do great on TikTok. So Instagram, I keep more, not even personalized, but more photos, like you said, and like short videos and stuff like that. But the reviews, I try and just keep on TikTok. I may share them to my stories on Instagram. Yeah. Just so you get that extra hit, but
a link to TikTok on your story with a video.
Yeah, I'll share the video from TikTok to the story, so it still has some place on the platform. But if I share it to my feed, people don't care. They get horrible views, and
we found the opposite was also true. That Instagram videos over to TikTok did not do well.
Yep, same, exactly.
Yep.
So when we create like the high energy videos for like Die Tryin Co on Instagram, if I put that on TikTok, it doesn't do shit.
Interesting. To me,
like people really want that. I think TikTok's more of like the face-to-face connection, just being genuine, and Instagram's more about the flair and yeah.
I give Caitlin a lot of credit, because when she took over TikTok, I told her, I was like, just so you know, I think the most valuable thing on TikTok is literally just a cell phone video. Literally just off your cell phone. And she was like, she uses a DJI, the Pocket. Yeah. And she's like, these do well for me. And I was like, whatever you want to do, it's your choice now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I don't care.
It's your baby.
It's all you. Yeah. She called me like a week later, and she's like, so you're telling me I could just make any video I want for this channel? And I was like, I don't care what you do if it works.
Yeah, if it works, go for it.
Yeah. I feel like the biggest thing on TikTok is like creating a name for yourself on there, so that people continue to keep coming back. You know, and unfortunately, I was kind of the name I was making was like the nutrition or the supplement manufacturing asshole, which I think like there's like a heel aspect on TikTok that some people like that, like TNF. He's very negative. At least in my experience, all of my interactions with TNF have been negative. But he's going to see this video and he's going to come comment on it. But like some people like that. Some people like the watchdogs, but I didn't want to be that person.
Yeah.
So
when it comes to TikTok too, live is becoming huge, especially for you guys right now. You guys are crushing on live. You're talking about.
Dude, it's kind of frustrating though. I kind of hate it, but it is what it is. So like, because it used to be you go live and you're trying to educate people and make a connection, and now TikTok Live has turned into the Home Shopping Network,
HGTV.
Yeah. That's all it is. Like if you go through TikTok Live and you flip through it, it's just a bunch of companies, and that's what it's become for us even. But it's a necessary evil, because like Gary Vee's talked about it, like that's the new thing is live selling. And Gary Vee he's always been right. I don't know if you guys follow Gary Vaynerchuk, but he's a huge guy I follow and listen to, because he's always been ahead of the curve with everything. Like Twitter, he was an investor in Twitter. He was the first guy to really go into Google pay per click when it was like pennies per click. Uber, he got involved with Uber. All these, innovative ideas. And then he was the first one to predict that there would be YouTube, content creators that would be making more money than movie stars, and people are like, no way. And YouTube was another one. He was like into that, and
he predicted the Pokemon card craze or trading cards in general.
Trading card craze. He's predicted everything. And now, so like when he talks, now I listen, and he's talked a lot about TikTok, and then he talked about live and how live selling was going to be a huge thing, and it's already happening. And now he's talking about like being able to buy virtual space, like real estate, virtual real estate, and how that's going to be the next big thing. And it's crazy. Like everything he's predicted has come true. So I listen heavily to him, but he talked about the craze of live selling and how you need to be in it and you need to be doing it every single day. And we've seen it. Like our old TikTok channel for Die Tryin Co got shut down, so we had to start over. Like we had like 4,000 followers. We had to start over from scratch. And through TikTok lives and live selling, it's like we're averaging like 40 new followers every single day, and we try to go live every weekday. And so it's like we've already, grown it to like 3,000 followers in 2 months.
Do you find that there's value for the TikTok shop for affiliate people like BevLab?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. So, and that's and I press. The thing is like it takes a special person in order to be able to create content, because you have to be good on the camera, and a lot of people don't want to put in the effort, and it is a lot of effort. But
the live,
you mean? Not even the live, but just creating good content and videos. But you know, since I had a big following, I was having products being sent to me, and I was creating content. And through TikTok Shop, I was getting paid for those videos anytime someone made a purchase. But I had, and it pisses me off that it wasn't my own product, but NutriCost sent me one of their creatines. I did a quick video on it. Again, it was nothing special. I didn't have a hook or anything. It's at like 1.9 million views. And every single month, consistently, it pays me about $2,500. That one video.
We have a Sebum Essential video like that.
Do you?
1.3 million.
Yeah.
The first weekend was insane.
Yeah.
And I think it went to 100,000 the first, and people were just buying. Like the click-through rate was insane.
Yeah.
This was like right at the beginning. I've been told I coined Daily Driver. I don't know. But this video, I came out and said, this is the perfect Daily Driver pre-workout. And it was when Sebum Essential first came out. They sent us a bottle of it, and I got to link it to, I think it was directly to their page. I mean, I love that stuff. I mean, it's impactful. It's really cool. My problem is that I am not a streamer. I don't, like, after 90 seconds, I want to cut the video. Mm-hmm. You know, like, I've tried streaming a few different times on a few different platforms, and it's like a couple minutes in. Yeah. Just going live.
Live's horrible.
A couple minutes in, I'm like, what do I do now? I've already said everything.
So we got invited to TikTok's headquarters, and I couldn't go because I was in Mexico. But it's like you have to be on the cutting edge, because same thing. Like, we were going live, and I hated it because it's like you have a few people, you know, rolling in, and you're trying to keep them engaged, and you're trying to, like, you know, get them to engage in the comments section. It's like pulling teeth. But then they launched their that auction feature. Wow. And I'm big on Whatnot. Like, my shoe collection's huge. And I was like, what's this auction feature? So we tried it. And I was raffling off stuff where we were starting auctions at $1 on our products. But sometimes they would go way above what our asking price was. Like,
so you're auctioning off Die Tryin Company supplements.
Yep, and apparel. And we started doing that. So we'd put up like creatine. We'd be like, all right, $1 auction. You run it for 2 minutes, and people would start bidding. Next thing you know, all these people, for 1 unit, and all these people were joining, and they saw the hype, and everybody started bidding. And sometimes, like, the creatine bid, I would have to tell people to stop bidding. It's like, hey, you're already above like what we normally pay for this. Like, stop bidding. But we jumped on that, and so we got invited out to the TikTok headquarters because we were one of the top 2% of the people that were using that new feature. But now it drew all these people in where people were following us. They're like, hey, when's the next auction? And people, it's that like dopamine rush of bidding on a product and trying to outbid the next person. And it's like most of the products, like, we were actually making good money off the auctions, and we were starting the auctions at $1.
Wow. I want to get back into TikTok. This is really cool.
Yeah, the new auction feature is dope, but then it's like, you know, I also don't want to like devalue the products by doing that.
Sure.
So we've started to step away from the auctions, but it did create like a good craze, and it's something interesting, something new.
It's a metric, right? The amount of hours you spend on live. I don't remember what TikTok calls it, but it's like their good content policies, and like a certain amount of hours per week on live helps you on the back end, is my understanding.
It could. Like, their algorithm's so unique. Like, they track everything.
Yeah.
They track everything. It's insane.
It's scary, honestly.
A little bit.
I feel like BevLab would be great for that, because
you're
just linking energy drinks, and you could just literally sit and drink energy drinks and talk about energy drinks.
Yeah, that's been the formula for a little bit. Is just, I mean, I'm at the point of trying to bridge the gap of like almost like Price Pal, where like how can you get a little bit of education but also keep retention enough and high enough to where they're like, oh, I'm actually getting some value rather than just seeing a 6 to 15 second meme. And it's like, can't really get someone to buy it, but if you somehow figure out like, man, I really like Bum Energy, there's cognizant, there's a little bit of caffeine, I really like drinking it, this is how I utilize it, and then it entices someone to actually buy it. And that's been the struggle of like getting that consistency in shop. But
when I watch these lives, I see people who sit in front of like a various different products. I always get them for like electric bikes. Someone selling electric bikes, you know?
Yeah, those are huge on there.
Yeah.
Like $600-700.
Yeah. And they're like, well, this one has just this much horsepower. This one has this much horsepower. And I feel like you could sit in front of like a Bum Energy, a Ghost Energy, like different ones that you can link. I don't know. I imagine people will be like, what's the difference between these energy drinks?
That's the thing that I found with TikTok, though, is it is so freaking picky that if I talk about Bum Energy, I talk about Ghost Energy, and I talk about Form Energy, I link one of them, it dings me and flags the account because I linked a product and talking about another one on there as well. And that is that workaround I'm trying to get around. And have you ever come across that? And do you know, like, I mean, I guess with your reviews, it seems like you're talking about just one sole product.
Yeah.
So that's the thing, is like, it's hard to talk about multiple products and maybe like why I like this one better than this one, because then it's inauthentically talking about or misadvertising.
Yeah.
It's stupid. So
We've had some dings for different
things.
weird stuff on TikTok.
But it's a learning curve, right? I mean, it's just one of those things that when we crack the code, we'll crack the code, and you just got to keep creating content. And for anybody listening, when it comes to content creation, there truly is no like one formula. It is just trial and error and consistency over time until you find whatever works for you. And when it does, spam the heck out of it. Spam the heck out of that formula that you come up with yourself.
Like your Celine Dion.
Like my Shania Twain.
Shania Twain, second
Shania
time.
Twain.
Yeah, sorry.
Yes, Shania
Different
Twain.
female country star.
Celine Dion.
Yeah. Yeah, I'd like to get back to more fun stuff. Man, you are blowing up.
Yeah, sorry.
Those TikTok sales, baby.
I don't even know how
ding,
to
ding,
chill.
ding.
I find that like I get sucked into these. I mean, I don't know if you ever find this way. I get sucked into creating content on a repeat that is just simple and easy to deliver. And then all of a sudden I'm like, I need to revamp all of this. I need to do something better. And I get inspired, but like I hit these lulls in content.
Oh, yeah.
You know, it's really easy to like leave your camera on the tripod, set up the same thing. Cody called me 2 weeks ago. He's like, you need to change your background. It's been the same thing for too long.
That actually came from the editor, Cameron. So, Cameron, if you're listening, that was from the pipeline there. But that's everybody. And that's kind of what inspired me to change my setup after. I'm like, well, maybe it's time for me to give it a little change. But
I don't know. I meet some people who have so much time. Like Cam has time to rotoscope himself out of the video and green screen him across 6 different textures and flip him upside down. I got to do 3 videos today, dude. Like I don't have time to rotoscope myself in After Effects.
Yeah.
Cody doesn't have time to rotoscope me in After Effects. You know, like it's a blessing to be able to make a lot of content.
Yeah.
But then at a certain point, like we were talking about this for BevLab now, is like you then have to attach a value to each piece of content, and you have to streamline it so that you are not just offering content to the clients, but making sure that you're efficiently using your time.
Yeah.
You know, like when you make, musical content that's trending and stuff, it's great because we hit 1 million views, but does that sell anything? I'm not always sure.
no, it does not.
No, I think it brings more awareness, and so you got to find a happy medium between that, right? It's like being able to do the happy, engaging, fun content, but sprucing in these pieces, because that's what you're going to find. I'm sure when you do that content with the song and the trending sound, do you see a large spike in followers?
That's the thing, actually. Not as much as you'd think. Like the way I compare it is my good buddy Jeremy. He's a ambassador for Die Tryin Co. He just had a really big viral video for his Preacher's Daughter curl bar that he came up with. Right, it has like 5 million views. I had a video that hit about 5 million views like a week or two before that. He got like 8,000 followers from it, a whole new community from it. I got maybe like 3,000 followers from it. And it's so interesting to see like, that was the first inclination for me in my content of like, so that's a perfect example of someone who offers true value of bringing something very unique and very valuable that could really benefit someone's life versus 5 million views to something that is just a trendy video and gets a lot of likes and shares.
Well, see, I think that's where it's at though. Like if you have the library and you have a bunch of these educational pieces in there and you spruce in those fun ones, I feel like when people see your piece of content that has the millions of views and they end up following you, most of those people are going to go to your feed and they're going to go look at all your other content and see what else you're producing. So as they see that you have those educational pieces in there, then they're like, oh, this guy does provide value, so maybe then you would see that additional spike in followers.
Well, I mean, Jayhawk talked about it. I remember when we first kind of got into this, he talked about how his name's Johnny Hochstetler.
Hostetler, yeah.
Where he's like, you got to look at your pieces of content on reasons of someone staying. When you post a video, when they go to your page, if you have 1,000 pieces of content, you're giving the consumer 1,000 reasons to stay. And that's why you got to keep pumping out content, because if you're never posting, if you're not staying consistent, you're not giving the consumer really a big reason to stay.
And that's the tough part. And that's why I'm saying it takes a very unique person to be able to create good quality content, because it is like a full-time job, you know? Yeah. Like you have to stay on top of it. And so it requires, like, in your free time, like that's what you're spending your free time doing.
Right. Even if it's consuming other content to imagine how would I do this, you know?
And that's what I tell other people too, because I see like there's one girl on our team and she really wants to, and she's got a great personality. She's very unique and she wants to be able to create that type of content, but like she's doom scrolling. And I'm like, hey, when you're on social media, like you need to be on there with intention.
Yes.
Like when you're looking at content, it's like, how can I recreate this? If this isn't engaging, and if it's not, why isn't it? Like being very intentional with your scrolling. Like I'm not on social media. I won't doom scroll social media. I'm only on there for the business. And when I do go on there and start looking, like it's very intentional.
Fascinating that you
intentional. Intentional. There you go. Intentional. Jesus.
Fascinating that a content creator like yourself doesn't doom scroll. That's one of the things I struggle with the most.
Yeah.
But when I'm doom scrolling, when I see something that really catches my attention, when I stay on a video instead of just, scrolling past, I always think to myself, like, why did this catch my attention? And is this something I could employ for PricePlow? Like, to me, the reason that your friend got 8,000 followers from that video is because the video showed something that he creates. It's something about him.
And something that nobody else is seeing.
Exactly. And so if you think that's interesting, you're going to go follow him. Your videos are entertaining, they're funny, they're interesting, but there's 5 other million people that like drinking Alani and dancing. Agreed. And so while they might laugh and enjoy it, it's less of a personal reason to go follow. Yep. And so sometimes I think that, again, this is an example of when you just sit down and just yap and throw it out into the ether. Those videos can do so well, but those are also the videos where you forget to say, follow me for more. Those, like, because to me, every single huge viral video I've had, I've just been yapping about something I'm passionate about, or that I'm more knowledgeable on than other people on, and that's why I can give something extra interesting. But I never think, like, if you like this information, consider giving us another a follow to learn more, because I do think that stuff matters. Mm-hmm. I think ending a video, and you couldn't do this with the Shania Twain video, but like, I mean, maybe you could somehow, but like ending a video with like, hey, this is the type of thing I do every day. If you're interested in this stuff, consider following us for more. Because a lot of people will just laugh at a video and keep scrolling.
Right. Yeah. That's what I found with that kind of stuff for sure.
Are you doing carousels at all? Like image carousels?
Yeah.
How, like,
on TikTok or Instagram?
I'm interested in hearing about both.
I was going to say, TikTok actually might be an interesting conversation when it comes to that.
I don't know. Yeah, I did one yesterday on my personal account. It didn't do very well. I try and test things out to see how they do, but I know that Instagram carousel, if you create a carousel and people swipe through it, like Instagram's always tracking like how much time is spent on a post. So if they have to scroll side by side, they're going to spend more time on the post. It's going to reward you on the back side, and you're going to be boosted in the algorithm.
One of my favorite insights to look at on Instagram is on a carousel post, it will tell you sometimes it doesn't tell you some insights. I think it's weird, but it will tell you on which slide did they like the post, which I find fascinating. I don't know if there's any way to learn from that. I don't know what it tells me, but I think that's so interesting. At what point in these 8 slides did they say this is good enough for me to like it?
Yeah.
So you could tell me for either one, Instagram or TikTok, but like, what's your percentage of like reels, carousels, and static posts?
Oh shoot, I have no idea.
But just like if you ballparked, like how often are you making a video? How often are you making a carousel?
Dude, that's the struggle. So we finally brought in a videographer guy, Shane Hardrada. You've met him, right?
Killer.
Yeah. So he's helping because, dude, I want to be more reel heavy, right? But it's just the time to create that content, which makes it rough. So right now we're more heavy in like images and carousel, but I would love to push more reels because there's so much more you can do with reels. You know, you can repurpose it into TikTok, you could stories, you know, ads, exactly. Yep. So it's, you know, but it's just the time, and especially with how busy we've been, getting busier and all my other stuff, it's like it's damn hard. Because like when you start a business, it's like fuck, you wear every single hat. So I've been doing everything for the past 4 or 5 years.
Yeah, I get that. I'm super lucky to have people like Cody and Caitlin and Victoria and Caitlin to make some stuff for us. But it's also, I know what you mean. Once you start like focusing on other aspects of the business, you were the guy that was on the video. I mean, you were the guy running all of that, and like passing it off to someone else is very difficult because you don't want to micromanage them, right? You don't want to tell them what to do.
Yeah.
And I mean, I'm sure you probably enjoy making the videos at the core of it. You know?
Oh yeah.
Right.
Yeah, it's a passion of mine. It's something. It's like an art form, you know. So it's like.
And I think it's funny. Before you said that you have an athlete who has a great personality.
Yeah.
But then you kind of talked about you have to be the right person to make content. Some of the best content creators that I know in person, without knowing their internet personality, I wouldn't even think that they were great content creators. I don't know. I mean,
like stoic.
I mean, the guys that I do jiu-jitsu with joke with me. They're like, dude, when I see you on Instagram, I don't even think you're the same person.
Oh no,
I feel like I'm the same person in real life. But like, the best content creators that I know have like a switch.
Yeah.
Spencer calls it getting into character. When I go on camera, he says it's getting into character.
So it's funny because like Anthony, one of my big bodybuilder guys, he'll always say that to me. He's like, he calls it my radio voice, and I guess it's my persona.
I get the same
probably.
thing.
It's like, oh fuck.
It's the way you open the video. You're like, all right, we're here. Like,
it's like
person,
that's not how you normally talk.
No, that's not how you said hello to me. That's not, like every time I've run into you, it's been like, not that you're quiet or shy, but it's a normal conversation.
More mellow.
But I think, to me, I think that says more about social media than it does about us. Because I think that's what you have to do to get people's attention on social media.
Yeah, I mean, well, dude, now that you bring it up, like, look at it. Like, everybody puts on a front on social media, whether you're a content creator or not.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know how many people it's like they put on this persona like they're in the greatest relationship ever, and then next thing you know, they're getting divorced, or it's like, well, what the hell happened there? You guys seem so perfect on Instagram. It's all fake, you know? People have to.
I try to be so cognizant of that with relationships with businesses.
Yeah.
You know, like there's been a few times where like Mike and I get all excited about a new launch. This was like mostly like early Cody, like before we were really at the level we are now, but we'd be like so stoked with this launch, all this stuff's happening. And then like 6 months later, that company goes under.
Gone. Yeah.
Guys, I'm embarrassed about that. Like, I'm over here saying it's gonna be the next big thing. And then like, they couldn't even sell through at GNC. I know exactly what you mean.
Yeah.
Sorry, go ahead.
Clout Power. Is that what you're thinking?
That's a good one. That's a great one.
Dude, I love those guys.
They're great dudes. I mean, I'm still great.
And their branding was amazing. Their products were amazing. They sent me multiple stuff to review, and I love that. It's sad.
On the point of their branding being amazing, I'm still great friends with Jared, and he's still doing incredible things.
Is he?
Yes. He's got a couple other things going on now. He's working at Applied Nutrition. He's doing. You see their renders they did for like the icy cans. Oh yeah. I mean, Jared did their branding.
He does the 3D. Yeah.
Pretty much every great 3D rendering that you enjoy is him or it's Blair. You know Blair. Blair Swish. Yeah.
She hit me up through TikTok. I think a while ago.
She's great at TikTok.
Is she?
She's wonderful. Yeah, really talented people. But yeah, Clout Power, great example. Big sell-in into GNC,
and GNC basically crushed them.
It wasn't GNC's fault. I mean,
really?
GNC isn't what it used to be, and I don't mean I don't mean that in a negative way about GNC. I mean that it used to be the expectation from brands that when you go into retail, that retailer will sell your stuff, right? You get a $300,000 PO from GNC or Vitamin Shop, you're like, we made it big, bros. They're going to go sell all of this. But nowadays, retailers are hurting for foot traffic. So if you sell,
you've got to drive the foot traffic in.
That's like Vitamin Shop's biggest priority over these last couple of years have been partnering with brands who actually have demand. That's why you see
Gorilla Mode,
Raw, rise, like brands that can reliably put feet in your store.
That makes sense. Yeah.
Who did Clout have? You know, they had like a Facebook group of a bunch of 19-year-old kids.
Yeah.
I mean that's a direct-to-consumer.
Yeah. Brand.
That's you could have a Discord full of kids buying supplements. You could do very well in direct-to-consumer. But then when you go to GNC or Vitamin Shop, now you're paying for freight for a trailer to drive all your pallets out to there. And you have to pay promos. You have to pay all of these different fees. And I mean, small brands are not equipped to do that.
No.
And that can kill someone.
Yeah.
And we were consulting with them behind the scenes. We were having a great time doing it with them. They were really creative dudes. I think I can say this now.
If not, we'll take it out.
You can cut it out later if not. So the guys there, they love anime. And a lot of their crew loves anime. So when I was consulting for them, I got in contact with the IP license holder for Naruto, Death Note, One Punch Man, and Bleach. And I pitched the shit out of them. I was like, this whole community loves this. The gym community loves anime. I mean, it's huge. You know, on TikTok, you'll see it all over. And we were working on a Bleach collab, which never came. I wanted to do a Death Note collab and have...
Yeah, that would have been sick, yeah.
I mean...
Yeah.
My idea, I maybe I'll say this out loud. This is the first time I've said it like publicly, but I wanted to do gym workout journals that were the Death Note journal.
Oh, yeah.
So you could like log your workout. Do you know Death Note?
I'm not an anime person, unfortunately.
It's an anime all about these demons that bring this journal to Earth, where if you write someone's name in the journal, they die. Oh. And it's this whole thing. It's an incredible story. It's really, I don't know if you ever watched it, but
yeah, no, I haven't.
Really fun.
I'm familiar with it,
but I was like, we should do a workout journal, and they were cool because they had a lot of creative freedom with it, you know, because it wasn't a flavor. It's not like Sour Patch Kids, which has to be Sour Patch Kids. Mm-hmm. It was a world. It was a universe that you could pluck anything from and apply it to fitness, which was so much fun.
Yeah.
None of it ended up coming out because they sold the company, but that's a great example, man.
Yeah.
Flash in the
That's
pan.
unfortunate, man. But and that's what we kind of realized that right off the bat, because that was my number one goal, is like, how do I get inside the GNCs? How do I get inside the vitamin shops? And I realized really quickly, it's like, nope, that's not the avenue for us. You know, for us, it's more
really
about
mature
direct consumer.
To have that foresight is really mature, and I respect that a lot. My strategy, like the way that I work, I take brands into those retailers because we can leverage that. We can work on that. But it takes ad spend to get people into that store. It takes promo spend with GNC so that they can go incentivize people to sell. It costs a lot of money, you know, and a small brand that's like used to direct to consumer should stick to direct to consumer.
Yep.
Because your efforts in direct to consumer only compound. You get more emails that you can retarget. You get more customers that you can bring. You can cross sell. You can upsell. Like the more you build a community, the more the community builds you. And I think you guys are a great example of that. You know, I know tons of people who knew UXO, now know Die Tryin, and they trust you. They like you. They want to keep coming back.
Yeah.
So if you drop, you know, a single ingredient product, Cody just wants to use it from you guys, even though he could go somewhere else. Like that's really cool. I'm very jealous of like how you get to own this direct to consumer like whole experience. You know, it's got to be really empowering that you can.
Yeah, you know, it's fun to create and be able to grow something from the ground up, but it's also challenging. You know, especially in this industry.
You're on your own. Like no one's coming for you.
Yeah,
which is really,
lots of competition, like you said. So it's like really how do you differentiate yourself? And there's only so much stuff you can do with the formulas now, right? Because I mean, everybody's even with us, like we're pushing Pepti Pump and the new Send It 3.0, but I mean, there's other products out there that already have it.
And there's some big products out there that have it that, like, ironically, don't even talk about it as much as you might talk about it.
Yeah.
And this is one of the funny things for me is when you talk with these smaller brands. I love the smaller brands because we can talk about science. But I appreciate that you understand it's not all about the science. At the end of the day, most consumers don't buy based off the science.
Right.
They buy based off the vibe or the price or the community or to be part of something. When did you start UXO? What year was that?
God. 2015. It's been a bit, man. 11 years. So it's been But so like I put things into perspective because sometimes I kick myself in the ass. I look at Jim Reaper started the same year as us, and they're $100 million a year company, and we're nowhere near that. You know,
They had a breakout at a certain point. They weren't big in the beginning.
No, and he saw the huge spike, but for us, it's like, you know, the first 4 years I wasn't taking it serious. It's like it was just like I was doing it out of my garage, and I was working a full-time job, and then it's like as we like, okay, we can seriously do something with this, and I started spending more time into it and really making an effort. And it was the year COVID hit, and that was when it's like, okay, like let's do this. And I stepped away from my job and went all in, and we got this warehouse space, which was like a huge leap for us.
This is where you've been the whole time?
That's where we've been the whole time. Okay. So we're moving over to, because that was mid-COVID. So what was that, 2022? So like 3 years ago? Yeah, no, it was 3 years ago because our lease just came up. So it's 3 years ago. Okay. We went all in.
I met you in 2019. That's what I remember.
Yeah. So it's been a long haul, but it's also like everybody has their different routes to success, and it's taken us a little bit longer. But it's also like we've had a lot of lessons, you know, that we've learned. Like we jumped into this head first. And like I always tell people, like figure it out, get it 70% of the way there, and you'll figure the other 30% out as you go. Oh, we weren't even 70. We were 20. We were 20%, and like, yeah, let's do this. And we didn't know what the fuck we were doing, you know? So I should have had a mentor. I should have. And that's the other thing I tell people. Like I'll have dude, I get random TikTok messages and emails like, hey, would you mentor me? Would you help me? And it's like, I'm not the right guy. Like I'm still learning, but I do encourage people, like find that person, because it would have saved me fortunes in the beginning. Like we lost a lot of money by making some really big, stupid mistakes. And at the end of the day, it's like they were great because we learned from them and we're able to move forward. But if I would have had a mentor, it could have saved us.
I think one of the things that's unique about supplements is like the regulatory and manufacturing landscape. Yeah. Because supplements get thrown into like the e-commerce discussion a lot. Like you talked about Gary Vaynerchuk. Yeah. Gary talks about selling any sort of widget. Like Gary can help you sell anything, right? Like he would like dumpster dive and sell stuff. Mm-hmm. That was a big thing for him.
Yeah, he would garage sale and flip it.
Yeah. Supplements
you
aren't there, you know? Yeah. But then we go to like Nootropics Depot. Are you familiar with Nootropics Depot? Uh-uh. Nootropics Depot is not a supplement company. They're like an ingredient developer and manufacturer that sell direct to consumers. Okay. They import, standardize, grow, develop, extract. They make stuff in-house. They have a whole testing laboratory. Like they are the most advanced supplement company I've ever seen.
Really?
Visit. Yes. I'll send you our podcast with them. Insane. I mean, they have probably millions of dollars, definitely millions of dollars in testing equipment. They have the most pure lion's mane ever extracted on the market. They've pioneered things. And they look at the rest of the supplement industry and they're like, what are these guys doing? They make shit. They don't know what's in their products. They have no idea what's in their products.
Yeah.
And there's just such this spectrum across where there's people on one end, probably close to where you started, where they're just ordering from a manufacturer, they're getting 250 bottles and putting it on Shopify. And then there's these guys on the other end that are like doing liquid extractions of mushrooms and testing them and you know, all this stuff. There's this huge spectrum in the middle that's technically legal, but so much room to make mistakes.
Oh yeah.
That having a mentor in those areas can save you the entire business.
Yeah.
I've heard you help people with those logistical operational things with creating your supplements and stuff. Like I think you helped Em with that a fair amount.
Yeah.
You know, and I hear so many people that end up going to like, you know, some small manufacturer in Georgia and getting absolutely screwed or, you know, just not knowing anything. And I don't know. I have conflicting thoughts on. I agree with you. People should have a mentor, but I also like that entrepreneurial, like cutting your teeth. I think it's good for people to get in that way.
Yeah.
Not everyone's
maybe
ghost.
Somewhat. Yeah.
You know. Not like,
yeah.
It's we talk about brands. You talk about Jim Reapers, but we could talk about any supplement company in here. Mm-hmm. And it's easy to point out ones that were born with a silver spoon. You know, but then there's also like, you look at the early videos of Nick Bare.
Yeah. Oh, dude, Nick's a great example. Like,
Yeah.
I've followed him since the very beginning. Interesting story about this too. So my business partner that started UXO with me, he was my combat medic in the military. And when I got out, I was like, hey, I'm doing this. And he was like, hey, let me get in on it with you. And he was supposed to help us promote the product and get it like in the hands of soldiers out there. And he went to Ranger School. So he
After you got out, or this
is after I got out. Okay. Yeah. So I was already out, and he went to Ranger School, and he was walking around. He had samples of, at the time it was just UXO Pre, and he was handing it out, and he handed one to this dude, and the dude was like, "Oh no shit, I'm starting a supplement company too." And he reaches out to me. He's like, "Have you heard of Bear Performance Nutrition?" And I was like, "Nope." And back then it was Flight, and it had the yellow, and it had like the pink and all the weird. I was like, "What the fuck is this?" You know? And he's like, "Yeah, this guy's in Ranger School with me." They were in Ranger School together. So fast forward, I ended up following Nick on YouTube and watched him explode with his content and watched that company grow and take off. But same thing, like, you know, it's wild to see his, because he talked like his first year they did like, I think $12,000 in sales, and we were like way bigger than that. Yeah. But he did it the right way and was a magician with content and understood how to create value in his content. And then it spiraled into his challenges that people just got so engaged with and wanted to see him go from start to finish, like from powerlifting to marathon running and to ultra marathons. And it's like, holy shit.
He knows how to suck you in.
Dude, he's so good. He's so good. So I've been a huge fan of Nick Bears, and I love seeing his success and what he's been able to do with the company. It's amazing.
I was touring not a powder manufacturer. I don't want to. I was touring a really big manufacturer for a project, and his product was running on the lines. It was
the one in Dallas.
Maybe. I don't think you'd appreciate me talking about where he gets his stuff made.
Okay.
But
Sorry.
It was a really impressive operation.
Was it?
Yeah, it was really impressive, and the amount of units, I'll say, I saw going through this thing, it was just massive. And it was like, I had this moment where I was like, I didn't realize.
That's a lot.
Because like when you go to some of these manufacturers, I don't know how many you've toured, but when you go to like the really big ones, and you see like Redcon running, or like, you know, just like an international brand, you're like, to get into this building, to get work with these people, you have to have so much volume.
Yeah.
Their minimum orders are insane. Especially when you get out of powders and pills, you get into like other functional, let's say, gels maybe. You need to make a lot of them. And you start to realize like, oh, this is like a different economy. This is a different level. And it was cool to see, because when you look at those early videos of Bear, I mean, he was like a bodybuilder. He was just a bro. Yeah. And it's before all the running, it's before all that stuff. And he was just slinging product. Reminds me of Doug Miller early on. If you watch old Nick Bear, it reminds me of early on Doug Miller. But he just does such a great job of just like making you want to be part of everything that he does.
He brings you on the journey, and so you get so engaged in like the brand. You get so not committed, but just
I feel like you're a part of it.
Yeah.
I'm like obsessed with his vlogs.
Yeah, his vlogs are great. And
have you ever
it's
vlogged?
like, oh yeah, it was horrible.
You watch your own day and you're like, why would anyone be interested in this?
Right.
But then you watch him wake up, make breakfast, go for a run, go to work.
It's always the same thing too. So that's the funny thing. No knock on him, but every vlog's the same. It's the same shit. Yeah. And then he slyly, and I don't know, he's so smooth at it that he's able to bring his products into the conversation and talk about it and engage you into the product discussion. But it's always him, like you said, making breakfast, showing his supplements, going on a run. But he always adds like education or like behind the scenes or lessons learned, you know? And I think that just draws the people in even more. And they see value in it. So even if people aren't buying his supplements, like they're listening to him and they're learning, whether it be about fitness or about entrepreneurship or, you know.
Yeah.
He's very good at it.
I really want to get him on our podcast at some point. We're trying to go to Austin to do. Everyone lives in Austin.
Everybody.
All the people
Austin
are there.
in Dallas,
Yeah.
Austin's great. I've never been there, but it's like I have multiple friends that have moved there. I need to go down there because they all love it. You know,
Mike, my business partner, lived there for years, so I would always go film with him and visit him there. It was cool. They say keep Austin weird is the motto. It's been around for a while, but it got weirder after COVID, and Mike moved to Oklahoma, so I don't get to go there as much anymore. I go to Houston a lot.
Yeah.
Which is also
Dude, I love Houston.
Yeah. I'm throwing an expo in September you should come to in Houston.
What do you mean?
So I run a nonprofit where we test products off the shelf.
Yeah.
You might have seen our electrolyte testing a couple weeks ago.
No, I didn't.
I'll send it to you. You could do a
Okay.
video about it. We tested
Okay.
15 popular electrolyte products.
To see how they tested?
Yeah, and 13 of them passed. It was the opposite of what most people would expect.
Oh, no
But
shit.
this is what we do. We test products and report it. But in September, we're doing it's called Future Nutra. It's going to be the Future Nutra Innovation Summit. So it's going to be like a TED Talk expo at Margaritaville in Houston.
Oh.
And we're just going to have, you can come learn about new ingredients, manufacturing, flavoring, anything.
Dude, I'd love to.
A to Z.
September?
September.
I'll be
yeah.
there. Dude, I love Houston. I've been trying to get the wife to go down there. I've been there 3 times in the past year. And
Well, we're renting out Margaritaville.
With M and, Margaritaville, that'd be great. So you rented out the whole space?
Yeah.
You're going to hold
We have to sell 360 hotel rooms. We're doing really
What?
well on this. Yeah, I have to sell all the hotel rooms in the expo. We're
Holy
doing really
cow.
well. The whole thing's paid for now. We've got enough sponsorships to pay off the whole thing, and so now we got to move into really putting together the whole show. But we're gonna have manufacturers, ingredients, energy drinks, everything, the whole industry, no matter where. We're gonna have retailers. We're gonna have buyers for the retailers. We're gonna have the private labels for the retailers. We're gonna make sure everyone from every corner of the industry is at this show,
Dude.
so they can all mesh.
I'll be there, yeah. I'll be there.
I'm really
That'd be
stoked about
dope.
it. This is the first time we're talking about it publicly.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, shit. This
Yeah, we were
podcast.
keeping it
I'll
under
be
wraps
there.
for a little bit. Yeah, we're keeping it under wraps for a little bit.
What's it going to be called?
Future Nutra Innovation Summit, FNIS.
Future Nutra. Okay. Is that what Joey's involved in?
It's Joey and me.
Savage? Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay. I wasn't. Yeah.
It's funny. Joey does so much with PricePlow, but he doesn't actually work for PricePlow.
Yeah.
So we were like, we should probably do something. We're like, there needs to be a nonprofit in the industry. So we figured we'll bring this together. So
Dude, I love it.
thank you. Thank you.
Well, I'd love to continue the conversation, but I think we need to switch out a battery really quick.
Okay.
So
I see
let's
some red text.
put a quick pause in this, and then we'll be right back. All right. Well, we are back, and I think it's going to be really valuable for you guys to hear this story. So if you guys didn't know, we are at Die Tryin Co's headquarters, but it is not originally Die Tryin Co. It was actually UXO Supplements before.
Yeah.
So I wanted to hear your story on UXO Supplements and what actually drove this rebrand to Die Tryin Company now.
Yeah. So it's an interesting story. Oh, you actually were in at the very beginning of it, I think, without ever even realizing it. But how do I want to begin this? See, we talk about having a mentor, right? Mm-hmm. And a mentor would have saved me a ton of money by being able to give me good advice in the beginning when it came to branding. Again, we jumped in. I didn't know anything about branding. It's like UXO, here's what I want to name it. Unexploded Ordnance. This makes sense. It ties in with military. We're veteran owned. Let's go forward. And didn't really think through the long-term perception of the company and stuff like that. So, we jumped in, we were UXO, and we had more of a darker, more military-esque vibe in the beginning, which connected with the root people we wanted to connect with. And as we evolved, we wanted to grow faster. And so we hired, to your point, a branding agency who said, you need to have these bright, flashy labels, and you need to be able to jump off the shelf. And, we paid them all this money, and I was like, okay, I didn't even really agree with it. But in my mind, it's we hired this company. I've got to listen to them. They're the experts, because I viewed them as that mentor. And we said, okay, let's do it. And so we changed the look and feel and vibe of the products, and it was the wrong move, we saw an immediate drop in we lost followers, we lost customers, because it didn't match that gritty vibe that we had originally been a part of. But around the same time that we were going through this, a bigger supplement company came to me and offered me a job. Hey, we'd like for you give me this
Did you tell me this before? Am I forgetting?
Yeah, Well, we'll chat about it. I don't want to name it, but
Yeah.
they came to me and offered me a job. They wanted me to be on their sales team. And I was like, well, they threw me a number, and I was like, that looks very attractive. And they're like, but you have to shut down UXO. And I was like, okay.
Oh, yes. Okay, never mind.
Okay. So, but it ended up in the long run being the right move that all this fell through, because like that whole team got dissolved and they're still around, but it was just, it would have been a disaster. And so around that time I tried selling. There was a big company in the fitness space that was interested in buying UXO Supplements because they wanted to get into the supplement market because it's recurring revenue. If you're doing supplements, it's like people need supplements every single month. And we couldn't come to an agreement on pricing, you know? And so he left me with one piece of feedback. He was like, well, I wish you the best of luck. He was like, but let me give you one piece of advice. You need to change the name. And I was like, what do you mean? Well, we're UXO Supplements. And he was like, no, he's like, to you, UXO means something. To everybody else, it's just a 3-letter acronym. It doesn't mean shit. And he's like, you need a name that people can connect with, that they can see and like, you know what? I feel that, you know? And I was like, I don't know. And I sat on that for like 6-7 months, but I slowly started, it sat in the back of my mind. I slowly started seeing like what he said was true. Like it made sense. And we saw it when we went to trade shows and people would be like, oh, UXO Supplements, cool. And it's like, no, we're not. But for people who did get it, and oh, UXO Supplements, what's that mean? And then we spent like the next 20 minutes explaining, oh, it's unexploded ordnance, military, blah, 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 blah. He was right. And so we decided it was costly change because we had to rebrand everything, like all of our tents, like everything. You look at all the labels, the product launches, like it was a massive overhaul. And it cost me a fortune after I'd already paid a fortune to have this branding company brand all of our stuff bright and jump off the shelves. And
you still need a sign out front, by the way.
Yeah, we do. But I'm not making that change yet because, like I told Cody, we will be moving to the new space, and that's when we're going to make the leap on the signage and everything. But it was the right move. And the crazy thing is like, and I didn't even think through this fully, but the apparel side of it, right now that we've changed to the Die Tryin Co, it's like if you wanted to wear UXO Supplements apparel, like we thought we had great apparel, but you really have to be a fan of the brand to rock a t-shirt that says UXO Supplements. And now with it being Die Tryin Co, it's more of like a lifestyle. And we have people that don't even buy supplements, but buy our apparel. Mm-hmm. And they're like, man, I just dig the branding. And like they show up at shows. Like the last show we did the other day with CT Fletcher, we sold like mostly apparel. And we sold like $2,000 worth of apparel at just that show.
Especially as a direct consumer company, I think that having powerful merchandise is like a superpower. Mm-hmm. If people are excited to wear your clothes, that it's literally advertising for you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Do you still consider yourself to be, I don't want to choose the words here. Yeah. I know you're a veteran. The company is veteran owned, but is the company still like military themed? No.
See, and that's something that I struggle with too, because I see other companies out there. There's veteran-owned sports nutrition companies, and they lean heavy into that veteran-owned side of it, right? And I don't know. It almost becomes like I feel like it's a crutch. Like we're going to lean so heavy onto this that's where we're going to get our followers. And going back to like Nick Barron, what he's done, I actually respect his approach because he focuses on quality, he focuses on the athlete first, with veteran-owned being a cherry on top.
Yeah.
And that kind of became our approach too, because I also recognize that, like when I was a vet, well, I am a vet, but when I was in active duty, we were buying supplements all the time. If there was a veteran-owned company out there that pushed heavy onto that, I wouldn't have bought the product. I would have more bought the Jim Stepani because I respected the quality of the product and I respected the value that Jim Stepani brought to the table back then, or Chris Gethin and Caged at the time, right? That meant more to me than a veteran-owned company, right?
Yeah.
In fact, I might even have a fear to buy the veteran-owned company because it's like, do these guys even know what the fuck they're doing? Versus someone like a Dr. Jim Stepani or Chris Gethin, who's been in the industry for years. And so that became my shift, is it's like, and going back to the TikTok side of it, is like I want to be able to educate and show people that we know what the fuck we're doing and that we are educated on the topics and we can add value.
What percentage of America is active duty or a veteran?
I think, what is it, like 1%? I think they say.
It's such a small percent.
Right.
I've always thought it was interesting to be military forward. I love what you say about veteran being a cherry on top, because I like supporting American brands.
Yeah.
I like supporting people who support America. I like supporting veterans. I like all of those things. I I love shooting guns. I own a fair amount of them. I love night vision. I do all of. I got a lot of friends that are, in all of that. I love playing with the hype. Like I asked you about forward and stuff like that. But I don't really care if the brand is military themed because I'm consuming it. I want to know that it's going to work.
Right.
It's cool. I care way more about Nick Baird being a veteran as that cherry on top.
Yeah.
After I care about his performance, his quality, and care about all those things.
That's exactly the focus. And dude, yeah. Plus, I feel like it does come across a little bit douchey when I do see these veteran-owned companies that like the branding and everything is like the camouflage and it's got the soldiers on it, and it just comes across like I'm the type of guy. And I know, and this isn't a knock on any of the other veterans either, but when it's Veterans Day and the dudes that go out to get the free meals and the stuff like that, or when you're at a concert and they ask all the veterans to stand, or like a ball game, like I've never been that dude. Like even my wife's like, "Oh, come on, stand." And it's like, no, it's like we went into the military to do our job, and we did that. Like I always felt awkward receiving praise for it. Even when I was in uniform, like coming back from deployments and you have to walk through the airport and people are like, "Oh, thank you for your service." And like, that actually makes me cringe. Not that they're thanking me. It's like, I have a hard time accepting that.
That's not why you did it.
That exactly.
I can't have any, I don't have
the
any opinion on
recognition
it.
side of it.
I totally can respect how you feel about that. Spencer on our team, Spencer.
Spencer's awesome. I love him.
I mean, just like a role model of what I think of when I think of a veteran, like someone who, like a silent professional who always shows up and like embodies discipline and commitment and all those things. But probably the last person to tell you if you didn't ask.
Right.
Right. I don't know. So at the very base of it, UXO. I remember like very early on when we talked about it, I had no clue what that is.
Unexploded ordnance.
No idea.
Yeah.
Listen, I've been shooting guns since I was a kid. I have no idea about IEDs and UXO. Like I have that's such a foreign thing that to expect consumers to know is then difficult. Unless you're selling to military. And that was why I asked about the percentage of Americans that have served.
Yeah, very small percentage.
Yeah. I mean, it would be one thing if UXO had somehow been explained through Call of Duty or something. Like IED, not that I'm saying that would be a good brand name.
Yeah.
Most people know what that means. So I don't know. I think you've done a great job. I think
it's been the rebrand's been great. And just a side note too, so the guys that we were looking to sell the company to, the owner reached out to me after we rebranded. And he was like, "Finally made the change, huh?"
I bet he liked it.
He did. And he was like, "Dude," he's like, "Great name." He's like, "That's freaking kudos." And that's the feedback we've received from a lot of people is like, "Yeah, I dig the name." Even CT Fletcher yesterday when he was at the event, he's like, "Die Tryin Co. Whose business is this?" And Anthony was like, "Oh, it's his." And he came up to me and was like, "Love the branding, man." And I was like, "Hell, yeah."
It feels
CT
like
Fletcher's
Americana.
I
don't know. The sweatshirt you sent me had like, I want to say like playing cards in the back, like poker or whatever, blackjack. It just feels like, I don't know. It feels fun but badass.
Yeah.
Similar to UXO.
Similar to UXO, but it also, without coming right out and saying the vet, like we have the Bomber Girl shirt, and that's kind of like a tip of the hat to the World War II art, And then the playing cards. That was the playing cards that the guys would put in their hats or in their helmets, so they knew what unit they came from. A lot of people don't recognize that, but it's kind of like the inside meaning to us, and that's why it also has the Ace of Spades on the center of the skull, because that was the Charlie Company paratroopers that went in behind enemy lines in World War II.
I love that. Is there any nod, anything to what you did? Is there any of like your flavor in there?
M777, yeah.
Okay.
That's the the GPS guided howitzer system, because that was technically my role in the military. I was an artilleryman.
Okay.
We never got to shoot though. Like we always did infantry work. We were rucking up and down mountains.
Cool. Do you still do that ruck? I remember that you used to do that.
We do. Well, so we did it with Spencer. Spencer was the one that completed the 100-mile ruck for Veterans Day or Memorial Day. And we haven't done a 100-miler since, and I have no ambition to try it again because it was hell.
Do you know what he's doing this weekend?
What's he doing?
This is not going to come out for a couple weeks, right?
Correct.
I don't know if he's told anyone this. And we might have to take this out if he doesn't want to start. He's very humble. He is rucking the Pittsburgh Marathon.
No shit.
Yeah.
Good for. How much is he carrying?
I didn't ask.
If there's one person who'll do it, it's him. It's insane. Like his feet were so like, dude, I made it to mile 78 when I tapped out. I was like, I can't go anymore. And the other dude he tapped out right after 50. And I couldn't, like my feet were so badly.
Was Spencer the only
blistered.
person that finished it?
He was. And he finished it, and he took his shoes off at the end, and I was like, oh my God. His feet were so, like my feet had blisters all over them. They were bleeding. He had blisters everywhere. It was disgusting. And I was like, holy shit. Like, kudos to him. He's a monster. But there's no, when you think 100 miles, when we prepped for it, there's no prep out there for a 100-mile ruck. Like, we used the Army Best Ranger competition training program for it, and that just gets you ready for 60. And there's nothing out there to really prep you for 100. And now that I know, it's like, we didn't prep hard enough for it.
We did a podcast with him before he worked for us, right after his ultra marathon.
Yeah.
In the freezing Ohio winter. When I started getting into running last year, I remember sitting down with him and being like, I need help picking some sneakers. I need to pick out some gear and stuff. And he's like, what do you mean? You got sneakers you're wearing right now? I'm like, yeah, but like I want to run like these are like for lifting. And he's like, do you know what I ran in? And we were in Vegas at a gym, and he's wearing like, I'm sorry, Spencer. He was wearing the shittiest sneakers I've ever seen in my life.
And that's what he ran in?
He's like, this is what I ran in. And I was like, you didn't do any, like, you make a fair amount of money. I know you can afford some nice sneakers, dude. And he's like, I'm paraphrasing him here, and he really, I know he wants the right words to be used, so I'm sorry, Spencer, if I fucked this up. But he was like, there are Kenyans that just run. Because I was also asking him for form help. Because if there's anyone that I think would probably really have a good fundamental thought process on form, it's someone who used to powerlift and now does this, right? I thought he was like, bro, you think Kenyans worry about where they land on their foot?
Crazy.
Like, I feel like such a pussy after that, dude. Like, I thought landing on my heel was the reason why my knee is screwed up. And he's like, just run.
Just run. One foot in front of the other. Yeah.
Thank you, Spencer Lidd.
Dude, Spencer, he's an animal.
He's awesome. I'm super thankful to have him on the team. And I mean, super cool that he came out to your ruck. I mean,
that was the wild thing, because I met him through Compound Solutions. He helped us source IXOS for our daily essentials. We were like the first guys to use it. And I was making some videos about this ruck we were going to do, and he reached out to me. He was like, dude, I want to do it. And he got Compound Solutions to cover, the travel and shit, and he came out and did it. And it's a good thing he did, because he's the only one that completed it. Like, we couldn't, dude, we were done. And I had to have some ambassadors show up and like jump in at like certain legs to just, keep motivation high. And so Spencer wasn't going it alone, and they did. Tip of my hat to the ambassador group that showed up and like jumped in with him and took on parts of the trek. But
one of the reasons I really believe you that he did finish it is he's never told me he finished it, and that's the kind of thing Spencer would do.
What?
Well, to honor him and his Compound Solutions days, tell us a little bit about the line. Like, where did you start with UXO, and how did you get to this product assortment?
We started with UXO. We started with a pre-workout and a protein and a creatine. That was it, And then the first formulas were shit. So we evolved from there, It's like you just learn, and then we started evolving the lineup, and it's like, okay, we need to step our game up, and so we started, we evolved from pre-workout to Send It, and then we came out with M777, and that was kind of like the turning point for me before we did the whole rebrand. It's like, okay, M777, that was a huge gamble, and there were a lot of people who were telling me, like even Darren was like, dude, don't do it. He's like, nobody's gonna buy it. It's too expensive. It's $60 pre-workout. But it was like, fuck it. Like, we want to do this. And so 50 gram serving size, it won an award from Stack 3D, and it's our best seller. It's the number one selling product we have right now. And it is, but it's a very niche product, because a lot of people are budget focused, especially in today's economy. But those who know and look at the formula, they realize that it's badass. And so that has helped us evolve the lineup even further. So now M777, we have the new fuel point that's going to be coming out. We're going to be first to market here in the States with a brand new carb source.
Cool.
And it's a fully loaded formula. It's like, I don't want to launch any product now if it doesn't like level us up.
Interesting.
Yeah. So like even Send It 3.0, with that one, it's like, okay, we raised the bar when it came to serving size. 25 servings. We included the Pepti pump. We tried to differentiate, but now we're looking at doing some unique things, even with like our pills. We have some new pill products that are coming out, and again, it's like we're trying to be first to market, and
that's awesome.
Like new ingredient innovations and stuff like that.
I know where Darren was coming from. I understand the thought process, but like you have an air of like wild card when it comes to direct to consumer. That like you know your consumer better than anyone else does.
Yeah.
And they're probably the people that would buy M777.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh, we still catch a lot of hate from it on our ads. You'll go in there and read, and people are like, oh, this is stupid. You don't need that, And we get it. It's not for everybody, and that's what I tell people. But what I do like about it, with it being a 2-scoop solution, me personally, I'm not a high stim guy. At 2 scoops, it's high stim. It's got 425 milligrams of caffeine plus alpha-bin in it. The purest form of like rowolsine. So it's pretty intense. Two scoops is too much. So at 1 scoop, you're now getting 40 servings per container, still at efficacious dosing on almost everything in 1 scoop, and makes it a better value. And then you're only getting like 212 milligrams of caffeine. It's like a smooth ride. So for me, that's perfect. 1 scoop for the high stim guys, 2 scoop it all day long, go nuts with it.
I like the 40/20s. I know that like the 30 serving thing was big for a while, and then like a lot of people were hating on 40/20. I'm sure you probably saw comments either way there, but like that's how I formulated the AN Performance pre-workout. Was like, if people want to go full balls to the wall, 2 scoops is great, and you get 20 servings a month. That's great. If you take half a serving, you can do. You can have less stim.
Makes it a great value.
Yeah, some people go with 1.5 some days, right?
Yeah.
Like you get so much value out of that. I'm a big fan of that.
Yeah.
Are all of your pre-workouts 40/20?
Nope. So then we came out with Send It, and it used to be 20 servings, and it was 40/20, but we bumped it up because we ended up buying more of the raw ingredients through our manufacturer. We got better pricing, so we were like, okay, we could put this money in our pocket, right, and be more profitable. Or we could extend it out to the customers, give them more servings per container, which adds to the value of the product. So we bumped it up to 25 servings. But again, if it's too much, you could always half scoop it, do whatever. But Send It's been really popular. The flavoring on that, like we have the new Florida Man. You call it Florida Man?
It's top tier, man.
Yeah,
it is. It's probably the best tasting product that we have out of anything. It's it's a Miami Vice. But I didn't want to. Everybody's got Miami Vice, so we had to add a little bit more coconut to it, and we call it Florida Man.
I love that. I think that's the kind of thing that your customer would appreciate.
Yeah. People already know. They know the headlines. Florida Man. So.
And this is your most recent flavor, right?
That's the forbidden fruit and creatine. Yep, and great value on that. 100 servings, under $30. What we saw, man, like mid-COVID, creatine pricing skyrocketed, and we noticed that some people, like when it rebounded and came back down, like there's still companies out there charging top dollar for the creatine. And when it came back down, and now it's actually cheaper than it was pre-COVID. So it's like, again, we extend that discount out to our customers, $30 for a 100 serving container of micronized creatine. I think the only people out there cheaper than us is like NutriCost.
Yeah, and they manufacture themselves.
Yeah,
so
they have no middleman.
Yeah, and they also sell billions of bottles on Amazon, so they can, go volume. I don't think a lot of people. I think, I love the era of M breaking down pricing for people, but I still think that there is a lack of understanding from a lot of those people that, like, at different economies of scale, like, it's a completely different ballgame. When C4 buys into a new ingredient, they get such a better pricing than someone
a smaller guy.
Yeah, and that's just how it works, because the people that are producing these ingredients, people don't think about it, but they are chemically either extracting or synthesizing something. So the more that you buy, the more they have to buy of the ingredients to create that. Some of those ingredients are finite. Sometimes it's an herb that there's only so much of in the world.
Yeah.
And it's really cool to see you put together products with the knowledge that you have and make it's both competitive, but also, you give back to the consumers. So you've always mentioned that type of stuff, which is really cool. I think it's great that you listen to consumers. But that's, again, coming back to it again.
You have to.
Yeah, and that's also the beauty of the direct consumer. You speak to them so much. It's really, I bet it's a lot of fun. I miss those days. Working.
I miss those days.
When I was at NutriBio, I got to like learn so much from consumers and like.
Well, every product that we've released has had some sort of influence from our consumer base, and sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. But
how much do you love playing Formulator?
It's fun. I like it. I would actually say that's probably the best part of the job is R&D. Like when you come up with an idea and you get the testing samples in, and sometimes it's spot on and sometimes it's not.
I built a flavor lab in my living room.
A flavor lab?
Yeah, like a full-on, like I can flavor pre-workouts and energy drinks and proteins in my living room.
What?
My ex and I broke up and she moved out, and I was like, I can do anything with my apartment that I want now. So why wouldn't I put a flavor lab in my living room?
Like, what does that look like?
I have like literally like a chemistry lab, like bench top table, and Sensapure sent me out like all of their flavors. Like I have a whole wall of everything from cherry limeade to orange to banana, and I have a 2-pound protein tub of sucralose. I have pounds of malic acid, citric acid, tartaric acid. I can make anything. I literally just make. I went on LinkedIn and I posted, if you make any sort of ingredient and you're interested in it possibly being in something that I just happen to be making for Price Plow, send me a sample of it. And my front porch got covered in like Cognizant and Extra, like I have samples of everything.
Raw ingredients.
Full library. Yeah.
Yeah.
I got everything.
Dude, kudos for you.
I literally sometimes, dude, I'm like, I got to be at the gym in 15 minutes. What kind of pre-workout should we make today? And I just make up a formula. And I'm like, what is it going to be? What is it going to be flavored today? Like, and I'll just pick a new flavor and be like, all right, it's going to be orchard flavored today. And I just throw together orchard flavor. It's like,
and you got pretty dialed into where it tastes good. And
so Joey Savage last summer, I went to his new home after he moved in, and he like walks me into this back room. I didn't know what was happening. He opens the door, and it's like 4 times. This is where I got my inspiration. It was like a whole lab. Like he's got everything. Like he can synthesize stuff in this room.
What the frick?
And we're sitting in there, and he's showing me all his tools, and I was like, it was like 11:30 at night, and I was like, Joey, I need you to teach me how to flavor things tonight. I'm not going to bed until you teach me to flavor things. We were up to like 3 a.m.
Just flavoring shit.
Yeah, he explained to me like PEMDAS, of flavors.
Yeah.
Base flavor, what acids to use and why, then how much sucralose and different stuff. And it was funny. He taught me some of what he considers to be ghost tricks for their drinks and how they come out so good. I got really good at it. I really enjoy it. It's
really
a fun process. Yeah. I would recommend, if you don't like, you should go to Sensapure sometime
and see the process.
Yeah, and learn it.
Yeah.
Or go to like your co-man and sit down with them and do the
get
process.
to know it. Yeah. I think that's the tough part. Is like it's always like the ingredients. Like we wanted to come out with a pre-workout that had Pepti Strong in it. We wanted it to be a powerlifting pre-workout. It's an idea we had.
But it's 2.4 grams of fava bean.
It fucking sucked. We're like, now we know why Pepti Strong's in a pill form. And I was like, nope. But that's part of that's the fun process of R&D is getting these samples in and trying them out and seeing what works and what doesn't.
That's one of my best.
That's what all those white bottles are behind you. I have a whole cage back there of just those white sample containers. Yeah, from different places where we're just trying different ideas and seeing what works. I love when
guys like you post those and I know where they're from like it's either like the lid or the label or something. I'm like, oh, I know.
Yeah.
But I mean, if you ever want to feel validated about the Pepti Pump thing, we did a creatine monohydrate with Pepti Strong.
Oh yeah, I know you did. Yep.
And they made that overseas in the UK.
Well, it was Pepti Strong, right?
Pepti Strong.
Yeah.
And so
I told Darren, I warned him. I was like, dude, it's not going to taste good.
I know. I told Darren too.
Oh, you did?
And he goes, no. The guys in the UK say it's going to be completely unflavored. And I'm like,
it's impossible.
It might be unflavored, but that's not unflavored.
Not flavorless.
Yeah. Like if you ever look at like Ghost never says unflavored, they call it natty.
Yeah.
Because they like add a little bit of sucralose and then like, but to your point, what you were saying before, you want to use ingredients, but there are some ingredients that like
you just can't do.
Yeah. To me, my philosophy with stuff like this is to like play into it. Like, did you ever got to have Expo Energy?
Yeah.
that was a pink lemonade because we put 5 grams of ketones in it, and ketones are very tart. So we went with a lemonade, and then put that pink on top to give you a little bit sweet. Like, so you need to figure out, what is this, like, this is what I got from Joey. Taste the thing raw and figure out what it tastes like, and then use that flavor to its strength. So like greens, make it a tea.
Yeah.
Don't try to make fruit punch greens.
Yeah.
It's never going to work, you know? Make it a tea, because there are greens in tea. You know, stuff like creatine you get to have fun with.
Yeah.
Because it's very neutral.
Yeah.
But God, how was M777 flavoring?
It's all right.
No, I mean the process. I've had it. I've enjoyed it.
Oh, okay.
But like,
you
what was
enjoy it? See, I'm like super picky with flavoring, and honestly, I don't know. Like, we let them run with it, and they sent us, but it took us on M777. It was probably like 5 go rounds on flavoring until it was like, okay, it's manageable now.
Yeah.
But most people are like, yeah, it tastes good. But for me, it's like I'm super picky to where, like, send it. We know that that's like dialed in. The flavoring's on point. Tastes amazing. M777. That's a lot of active ingredients to disguise, and they did a good job, but it's, you know, again, like you said, you have to play into it. So we tried different flavors, and it's like, okay, these aren't going to work.
Yeah.
Like, we have to do more tart, sweet, almost like candy flavors. You couldn't do like a strawberry margarita, and it's not going to work, or like a vanilla pineapple, like we had Pineapple Express. It's just not going to work.
I mean, I'm not super experienced. I'm new to all these things, but it seems to me like you just got to flavor bomb that kind of thing.
Yeah.
So you said 50 grams of actives?
50 grams of active ingredients. Yeah. It's a lot.
Power to you, bro.
Yeah.
That is awesome.
Yeah, it's
I
on
remember
paper.
the
It's
first time we tried it.
Most loaded pre.
Where were we? It was you, me, and Mike, and you pulled that out, and I was like, oh my God.
We were down in Utah with Tyrus.
Yes.
Sense of beer.
Yeah, we were at a flavor company.
Yeah.
I remember Tyrus was impressed with it.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a massive pre. So it's been good for us, you know, and that's why we actually have orange, citrus orange coming here soon. So we're just trying to expand the lines. Like, we are going to be retiring some products that just aren't moving as much as we would like, and we're taking that money and investing in the products that are just crushing it, you know.
I think that's one thing that people that love to comment on the industry or leave comments in sections, or like, you know, like influencers, they don't always understand is like the idea of cash flow. Mm-hmm. Cash flow kills a lot of brands.
Yeah.
Because
especially in the supplement industry.
Oh yeah. Because you want to pour it into R&D, or you want to pour it into ads. But the truth is, you got to have like turnover on these products to invest back in them. And if you have products that are not selling, but you're still spending money on them, that's a waste.
Yeah. Yeah, you got to get rid of them. And a lot of people don't understand, like, you know, when I first got into this, like, hey, we need to hit $1 million a year. That was my goal. Yeah. And it was like, oh, we'll be set. And no, $1 million doesn't get you shit. So it's nothing. And so it's like, how do we get to $10 million? How do we grow beyond that? Because to your point, as you grow and you get all this, you get the capital, you have to end up buying more to keep up with growth. So that money is constantly going out the door. And with these taking, 8 to 10 weeks in development cycle, it's like that money comes out of your pocket. You're waiting on the product. So it's like cash flow is a constant nightmare.
And people think like, oh, you're making millions of dollars.
No, I've tried explaining that to people, like millions.
Well, because
there's still nothing in the account.
It becomes millions in inventory.
Yes.
Right?
100%.
Not commas in a bank account.
Right. Like, we started the company with $10,000. That was it. And now, we have $500,000 worth of inventory right back here. But yeah, the bank account's always empty. Yeah. It's always empty because the money, it's just a revolving door of cash going out.
You also have some nice machinery in this studio here. I like your toys. I like.
We love the toys, but we also reinvest back into the business. Yeah. So when like the apparel printer, we realized the apparel's taken off, so it's like we had to take that all in house, and so we try and reinvest it back into the business smartly.
Yeah. I think it's cool. I love when I get to talk to you and you tell me about like a new direction you're going or something you've learned or something you've fixed. It's really inspiring. You've taken your own stab at the industry, which is very unique in its own way. Yeah. So congratulations on everything. It's very fun to watch.
Thank you.
I'm sorry, I have to backtrack for one section. When you were telling the story, you said that I was involved in the beginning of the company. Was that just
involved?
You said you were involved, even if you don't know it. Was it?
Oh no, with the company that was hiring me.
Oh,
the
okay,
company
yeah,
that was job offering me.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Never mind. Yeah. That was cool. I'm sure all of those people involved, both of those companies, love to see what you came up with because it's very on brand for you. It's very accurate. I feel like you seem very comfortable with it, which is really cool.
Yeah, it's been we took our licks with the original rebrand that was a complete flop, and we learned from it, and we were able to push forward. And that's always like, it's also kind of like the branding. Like when we switched to Die Tryin, it used to be with UXO, our motto was built from battle, to kind of have that military-esque theme. The new motto for Die Tryin Co is always moving forward, right? And it's like, I love that. Yeah, you get kicked in the nuts. That's great. Like you can cry about it, or you could do something about it and keep pushing forward.
It's almost like it's talking about itself.
Yeah.
Right? Like the brand moving forward, which is really cool. And you've been here through the process, which is really cool. I love seeing you in the product photos.
Yeah, it's interesting. I've for those of you who don't know, I've been an ambassador for now Die Tryin Co since 2023.
Has it been?
Yeah, it's something like that. And I mean, that's why I wanted to be a part of this from the beginning too. And that's why I told Jon was like, you really actually give a crap about the company, the products, about the community, and like wanting to push forward all the time. And that's something that I really resonate with, and I want to be a part of that as much as I can, to support you in that as much as I can. And that's why a lot of people have asked me when they're like, why you have the opportunity to work with a bunch of different brands, and that's awesome, and like, why did you decide to essentially just partner up with Die Tryin in that way? And it's because I really believe in them. They're local, and you're doing it for the right reasons, and you really can't beat that, especially in this industry where it's so saturated. There's a lot of people doing it for the wrong reasons that we found, and we thankfully are working with pretty much all the great ones and have the opportunity to do that. And you're one of them too, so it's
well, and that goes both ways too. Like a lot of supplement companies, I found they'll bring anybody onto their team, right? They focus on strength in numbers. So it's like, let me bring on as many people as I can, get them out there promoting the product. And with us, it's the exact opposite. Like for my ambassadors, it's like I want real authentic people. I don't want egos. I want people that like believe in what we're doing, but are true, genuine people. And I've had to remove people from the team that don't meet that. Like I could care less if someone is on the team and they have 0 sales. I mean, I feel like if they're doing their job, if they're creating the content and really promoting, eventually the sales are going to come. But I would prefer to have a person on the team that's fully vested and is a great person, and kind of like what you talked about with Core, right? Embodies like the mission and the vision of the company. I want people like that on the team, regardless if they have sales or not.
Yeah. It's funny. When you have affiliates and ambassadors, even if, they're not delivering sales, which at the very least, I'd imagine even with 500 followers, if you're making good content, you can get a couple sales a month. But even at the very bottom, like, you could repurpose that content.
Oh yeah.
You can use them as a model. There are so many ways to get value out of people. That sounds manipulative, but there's so many ways to find value in creators and athletes and models and stuff in today's day and age. That is to me, it is so exciting because, like, when I came up in this space, IFBB pros, that was it. That was who you hired.
Yeah.
But to Gary V's point now, it's, dude, you could find a mom, like a mommy TikToker, who could do more sales for your products than a pro bodybuilder.
Right.
That's incredibly possible now.
Yeah.
And I think the Die Tryin, like the broadening for your brand is really, really empowering for you guys, because anyone from any walk of life could embody that
Die Tryin mentality.
Yes.
Yep.
That is really cool. For me, like as a dude, like especially like when we get like military brands that come to us, I always feel kind of a certain way because like I'm not a veteran. I don't have any ties to that stuff. But now I have to like kind of talk about it. But I mean, your branding, like I think that's a feeling that a lot of people can relate to. Especially in the gym, especially in body composition, especially in improving yourself. That's really sick.
Yeah.
So that's incredible. Is there anything you wanted to get through on this podcast that we haven't gotten to?
No, I think we pretty much covered it, man. We really appreciate your time and letting us come through. And why don't you tell the people where we can find you at in your socials, whether personal or business?
Yeah, socials. TikTok DTC CEO or Jon Klipstein. Are you going to put that down below on the screen? Yeah. So
Right
Jon
here.
Klipstein, and then of course follow Die Tryin. It's Die Tryin no G _co. Yeah.
No G.
No G. Die Tryin.
I knew that the whole time, but I never like clocked it.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
Is Die Trying already taken? Or is it you just
The
wanted
G.
it to be?
It needed to be no Die Tryin.
Made the right choice.
That's just it's good. Okay.
Yeah.
I
Felt
love
good.
it, dude.
Yeah.
I mean, when he told me about it, or when you told me, I forget who. I think he kind of
Cody
told me
told
at first. It was just cool. At first I thought it was just apparel.
Oh, you thought it was,
The apparel is so good that I thought it was just an apparel
Yeah.
rebrand for you guys, but it fits you guys, and I'm really proud of you guys and happy for you.
Yeah, thank you, man. And I appreciate all the guidance, like specifically Price Plow. You guys were the first guys we reached out to way back in the day with UXO Supplements. I remember when you reviewed Send It, and that was back when we didn't know what the fuck we were doing, but you've been like a huge guiding force in like my social media, you know?
Thank you.
Like watching you and learning from you. Like I've learned so much from you guys over at Price Plow. So
I can still see that video in my head. I was in my old apartment. I was in my studio apartment living alone.
That's back when you were a big powerlifting Ben.
I was big, dude.
Yeah.
I was really big.
Yeah.
I think, actually, if I remember correctly, I'm pretty sure in the middle of your pre-workout video, I scooped out and I snapped the scooper. And I remember I looked at the camera and I was like, that's how you know this pre-workout works. And I was like totally just like, I can't believe I just did that. It was such a funny mistake. But you guys, I mean, you came out of... that was very early on. I mean, that kind of feeling is any kind of new startup supplement company, you know, can be at the level you were at there. But you've risen through so much and grown from so much. So it's really inspiring to see. So I can't wait to see where you are in another, what is that, 7 years since then.
Dude, yeah. Another 7 years.
I don't even know where the supplement industry is going to be in 7 years. So, well, thank you for everything that you do.
Yeah.
It's great to have another person out there doing reviews and being non-biased. So I look forward to seeing more of it. Thank you.
All right. Likewise, guys. Thanks.
Cheers.
Good.